Good day and welcome back to Vizura Recaps. Today I'm going to talk about the film begins with a young woman named Paget waking up, instantly doing makeup, and then going live online and conversing with her followers. She's an influencer, so she starts answering questions and giving beauty tips to her followers. She eventually gets dressed for school and walks out of her cold pink room into a tiny hallway in a normal-looking house. She had a brief conversation with her mother, who complains about working hard hours at the hospital trying to make ends meet. Paget then eagerly opens her mail and sees a $3,000 check from a brand she supports. Her mother tells her to save some money for college instead of spending it on more designer shoes. We then see how her popularity, job, and brand sponsorships bring her so much money in order for her to keep up appearances. She acts like she lives in a beautiful house by hanging out at a posh apartment complex and having her pals pick her up. Later, her best friends Alden and Quinn arrive in a convertible, and the three of them go out to surprise Paget's boyfriend Jordan, who is filming a music video. Bryn and Cameron, two siblings, are riding in a car on their way to school. Cameron is a peculiar and disliked student about whom no one knows anything. Even his sister Bryn is ashamed to be seen with him in school, so she avoids him as much as possible. His lone companion is a girl named Nisha, who, like him, is a misfit, and they get along well. Bryn is a huge fan of Jordan's music, so Cameron mocks her by calling it lame and unreal. Paget returns to the scene, having arrived at Jordan's shooting location. She's even cooked a cake for him, and before entering Jordan's trailer, she requests that Alden live-stream the event on TikTok so that her followers may watch. She walks in and is taken aback to see him kissing one of the backup dancers. The girl instantly apologizes to Paget and shakes her hand, expressing her admiration. Paget becomes upset and begins flinging cake in front of her millions of followers, causing a big meltdown. She yells at him that they're done, and Alden catches her eye and reminds her that she's still alive. Paget stares at the phone, terrified, showing her tear-stained face, smudged mascara, and runny nose. She then grabs the phone from Alden's grasp and cuts off the live stream. Paget is distressed the next day and refuses to leave her room. Her mother then arrives and tells her that breakups are difficult, but things will improve. Paget says that it's not just the breakup that's bothering her, but also being humiliated in front of all her followers. Quinn then calls to check on her. Paget insists she is well and is pleased that Jordan has been revealed and that everyone now despises him. Quinn, on the other hand, advises her to check into TikTok right away to see what's happening on. Paget then goes online and discovers that she is going viral for the wrong reasons. A large snot bubbly was gushing out of her nosy while she was crying. Bubble Girl is now her nickname, and the viral video has converted her into a meme subject, stripping her of her ideal girl image. Jessica, the CEO of the beauty product firm that sponsors Paget, then calls her. Jessica then terminates the contract with Paget due to the awkward circumstance and informs her that they can work together again when things calm down. Meanwhile, Quinn and Alden are debating the incident at school, with Alden arguing that Paget deserved it. Quinn is taken aback and wonders whether she implies Paget deserves what happened. Alden explains that she did not mean it that way, but with her great GPA, gorgeous boyfriend, and corporate sponsor, something had to give. Everyone continues to mock Paget as she arrives at school, but Jordan earns more attention and fans. Paget and her pals recall Jordan as an overweight strange guy with horrible hair. Paget claims she specializes in makeovers and claimed she converted Jordan into the man he is today. Her pals then question why she does not make another Jordan. Just then, an announcement is made about the forthcoming prom king and queen competition. Paget comes up with the notion of giving an unpopular guy a makeover and crowning him prom king. It will both demonstrate to her that she still has talent and irritate Jordan. Alden then wagers her that she won't be able to pull it off, and the three of them go out to find the perfect guy for the job. They later come across Cameron, who is shooting a waste can and claiming to have discovered it deep. Quinn searches for him online and finds only one tweet from 2 years ago that says, "No." He's odd, narcissistic, and antisocial, and he's bullied by Jordan, so he's an ideal candidate for their wager. The next day, Paget approaches Cameron and asks for his assistance in photographing a fundraising event. He refuses to assist her once she mentions the gift is for the prom, which Cameron regards as a waste of time. Bryn then apologizes for his brother's actions and claims to dislike all students. During their conversation, Paget learns that Cameron volunteers at a horse stable in his spare time. So the next day, she shows up at the stable and requests horseback riding lessons from him. She then assists him in cleaning the stable before learning how to ride a horse. He then notices that she is taking pictures every minute and mocks her. When Paget attempts to dismount later, the two fall to the ground and giggle together. Paget thanks Cameron for the riding instruction the next day at school. Cameron and Nisha are then invited to a karaoke party. Cameron is initially hesitant, but Nisha's interest in the event persuades him to give it a try. Cameron and Nisha both feel like they don't belong at the gathering. Paget then sings well at karaoke, but Jordan shows up at the party with a female he had cheated on. Paget freezes and becomes exceedingly anxious to perform as a result of this. Cameron comes in to help Paget avoid further embarrassment after admiring her singing. Everyone applauds when the two put up a wonderful show. Cameron later offers to drive Paget home in his pickup. Paget then purposefully leaves her pocketbook behind as an excuse to pay him another visit. Bryn bombards Cameron with questions about him and Paget the next morning, making him nervous. In the meantime, Paget receives a phone call from Jessica, who informs her that her duet video with Cameron has gone viral. Jessica then inquires about the man in the video. Paget responds that he is her next makeover project, with the goal of making him more popular than Jordan. Jessica, who is impressed, informs her that if she succeeds, the brand endorsement will be hers. Bryn gives Cameron the popular duet video, which causes him to flush with shame. Paget then phones Bryn and explains that she left something in Cameron's car. Cameron tries to persuade Bryn not to come over, but Bryn accepts her invitation. Cameron grudgingly agrees when Paget comes and asks if they can go for another riding lesson. Paget and Cameron begin to bond on a deeper level throughout the riding class. Paget informs him that she had hoped to graduate from high school with him, but now that she has lost her sponsorship, she is unclear what to do with herself. Cameron confesses that it stinks and expresses his ambition to travel the world and simply take photographs. He also mocks her for continuously photographing herself for her followers, to which she responds that at least she doesn't shoot dozens of photos that no one will ever see. He then offers to show her what he does, and they arrive to a rundown but nonetheless functional rail station. Paget has never been to a place like this before, but she is attracted by Cameron's street photography. Paget later asks him why he lives with his grandmother over coffee. He then explains her that after their mother died in a vehicle accident, his father decided to live in Sweden. He reveals that the camera he uses was originally owned by his mother. When Paget hears this, she tells up about her parents' divorce and how hard her mother works as a nurse to provide for her. Later, she invites him to Alden's birthday party, which will be styled after The Great Gatsby. Cameron accepts the invitation and asks Paget if he may bring a few buddies with him. Paget, Cameron, Nisha, and Bryn go shopping for the party's clothing in the next scenario. Paget then gives Cameron a makeover and drastically changes him. She cuts his hair and clothes him in a suit, and it's clear that Paget likes him. They all then attend to Alden's party, where everyone is surprised by Cameron's new appearance. Jordan is also at the party, and it turns out that his girlfriend has dumped him. He wants to reconcile with Paget when he runs into her, but she rejects him and leaves. Jordan then turns his attention to Bryn and attempts to score with her. She likes him, but as he attempts to force himself on her, she walks away and runs into her brother in the crowd. She then informs him of what has recently occurred. Cameron is furious and confronts Jordan about it. The two then fight, with Cameron humiliating Jordan in front of everyone. Jordan then exacts his vengeance on Cameron by chucking his prized camera into the water. Cameron chases it down and then exits the party with his camera. Paget chases him down and apologizes for Jordan's actions. Cameron then asks Paget why she's suddenly taken with him, to which she has no response. Paget is removing her makeup in a room that night. She then starts a live stream in which she describes how she is always focusing on her appearance and attitude, but it is more essential to see who you surround yourself with. Just thereafter, she receives a text message from Jessica, informing her that she saw the viral videos from Alden's party and that she'll be calling her shortly to discuss their sponsorship. Cameron is the focus of attention at school the next day as a result of the viral video of his fight with Jordan. Cameron is initially turned off by the prospect of becoming prom king, but he becomes excited when he discovers it would mean upsetting Jordan. Later at school, Paget runs into Jordan and Alden, who are now a couple. She finds Alden has been sabotaging her since the breakup by leaving the live stream running to embarrass her. Alden also reveals that she and Quinn are aware of Paget's poverty but have never expressed their dismay. Cameron enters later when Paget and Quinn are discussing and apologizes for his behavior the night before. He brings Paget to a dark room where he keeps his photographs after school, and the two kiss. After learning that Paget kissed Cameron, Bryn suggests that he ask her to prom. Cameron accepts and makes a huge move to invite Paget to prom, but Alden enters and exposes her wager with Paget to turn a loser into the prom king. Cameron is distraught after hearing this, and he believes she was merely using him for a bet. Paget tries to explain, but Cameron becomes upset and storms away. Paget had a poignant talk with her mother before heading to the prom alone a few days later. She also speaks with Bryn, who is furious with her. Despite the tension, Paget discloses to Cameron her emotions for him and asks Bryn for assistance in getting him to the prom. Later, Bryn runs into Cameron at work and tells him about how he's been reconnecting with his true self while spending time with Paget. She tells him of their mother's death and begs him not to lose Paget as well. Paget and Jordan are crowned prom queen and king at the prom. Paget opens up about her genuine nature in her speech, revealing that her social media identity is a sham. She also shows them their actual house and her mother's job as a nurse. She confesses to being someone she is not and decides to abdicate her throne. Following this, Alden believes she is now prom queen, but the principal reveals that she was defeated by a large margin and that another student named Celeste is the true prom queen. Paget receives a text from Cameron outside the prom stating he enjoyed her speech. He then mounts a horse and approaches her. They apologize and share a tender kiss. Paget then broadcasts from Portugal with Cameron a few months later. This summer, as part of Paget's penance for losing the bet, they'll be traveling across the world together. The film ends with them both getting loser tattoos. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more material like this, and please press the like button to assist us. Also, if you want us to recap your favorite movie, leave a comment. Take care until the next time.